Hi there, I'm Ben Morton and welcome to another episode of the Leaders Kitbag. It's the weekly micro edition of my podcast. Each episode is just 6 minutes long and is designed to provide you with tips, tools and tactics around specific aspects of leadership and management. It addresses some of the most common challenges you will face as a leader or manager. They are all recorded unscripted whilst I'm out walking in the countryside, so you'll probably hear birds tweeting in the background or just ambient noise as the people around me are going about their day-to-day life. That's all I'm going to say by way of an introduction, so let's dive straight in to this week's episode. If you're the type of leader or manager who says you would love to delegate more, but find yourself stuck doing things yourself because you feel that it would just be quicker, easier, or even better to do it yourself, then today's episode of the Leaders Kitbag is for you. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 5 of the most common blockers or barriers to effective delegation, which are also the things that keep us stuck in doing mode and prevent us from investing the time that we want to or feel we should be investing in leadership and looking at the more high impact strategic projects. So, to today's content, if I were to get 100 leaders and managers in a room and ask them, do you delegate enough? Experience tells me that between 50 and 60%, if they're honest, would say no. In fact, one research study I looked at found that half of the 332 organisations that were polled said that they had concerns over the ability of their leaders and managers to delegate effectively. Now, with over 25 years experience in this field, I've come to realise there are 5 key barriers or hurdles that stop us delegating. The first of those is being seen as a bad boss, the fear of being a bad boss. This is the boss who seems to just dump on their team regardless of what they've got going on. The second fear is the fear of being seen as a slacker. The thinking that goes with this is, if I'm delegating all of these tasks to my team, are they going to wonder what on earth I'm actually doing and therefore think I am not pulling my weight or I'm a slacker? The third of these 5 fears is around the fear of trusting our team. This is really about not believing, not trusting that they can deliver or execute the task we've delegated on time and to the right standard. The fourth fear is the fear of quality. This is similar to the last one, but subtly different. Whilst we might believe that they can do it and they can do it on time, the underlying thinking here, often driven by ego, is that we can still do it better ourselves. No one else can do it as well as me. Therefore, it's better if I just do it myself. And this brings us to the 5th fear, which is the fear of reputational damage, which is essentially about, if I delegate this and it goes wrong, my head is on the chopping block and it's going to have an adverse effect or impact on my career and my chances of promotion. So there you have the 5 most common fears or blockers to delegation. And armed with those, I've now got 3 simple things you can do to move past them, which will enable you to invest more time in leading and in working on those high impact, needle moving tasks and activities, or whatever other cliche you might want to use here. So to these 3 steps, the first step is to do a bit of self-assessment and just pause and ask yourself, which of these 5 fears, barriers or hurdles are most prevalent to me. So you can start noticing your thinking when they show up, when these things suddenly prevent you from delegating. Once you've done that, the second step is, when you notice one of these fears cropping up, is to ask yourself a simple question. Is this really true? For example, if I delegate this task and it doesn't go 100% smoothly, is it really going to ruin my personal reputation? If no, crack on and delegate it. If the answer's maybe, it might, great. Build a plan to prevent that happening and a plan to rectify the situation or recover if it does go wrong. The third step is simply to pause and consider the upside. As humans, we've got this inbuilt negativity bias. It's very easy for us to focus on all of the things that could go wrong, all of the disastrous outcomes if we do delegate. But what of the upside? What benefits could it bring to us, to our team, and to the organisation in the mid to long term? Because they are significant. So there you have it, folks. 5 common barriers or hurdles to effective delegation, and a very simple 3-step process that you can use to move past it. As always, I hope this free content has been helpful for you. If you want to know more, then check out my website at ben-morton.com, where you can find out how I can help you through either leadership training, executive coaching, or coming to speak at your next company conference. And if you want to get in touch, you can email me via chat@ben-morton.com, and let's get the conversation started. Until next time, look after yourself, look after those you've got the privilege and responsibility to lead. And as always, lead on.